What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the Hero Report and welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about a lot of different trade rumors that have been going around, like Bradley Beal, Pascal Siakam, Kyle Lowry, a bunch of stuff like that. And we're going to be talking about the Heat's interest in any of those players. Make sure y'all, drop a like, subscribe if you guys are new, and comment down below. Very close to 1K, man. Let's get straight into it. Now, Bradley Beal is the first thing we're going to be talking about because Bradley Beal has put himself back into trade rumors with some reports today. Apparently, Bradley Beal is considering to request a trade before the NBA draft, coming from Chris Fedor, and this is coming from Jake Fisher, the second report, saying that Bradley Beal would welcome joining teams such as Boston, Golden State, Miami, or Philadelphia. So Jake Fisher, I know, is a very reliable source. I'm not sure about Chris Fedor. If anyone knows about Chris Fedor, I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing his name right. Let me know down in the comment section below. But I do know that Jake Fisher is a reliable source. Like I'm almost 90% sure that you can trust Jake Fisher with NBA stuff. So yeah, so Jake Fisher, like I said, reported that Beal would be welcome to join teams such as Boston, Golden State, Miami, or Philly. Now, these are potentially the 4 teams on his list if he requests a trade, and I think these are good spots for him. Obviously, when we're talking about we're going to go through the assets of each team that they have, but we've got to talk about if Bradley Beal is going to request a trade before the draft or not. Now, we have had some rumors with Beal in the past with, rumblings that he might be unhappy or something like that, or rumors that he might request a trade, and he's always denied it. He's always said that he wants to be in Washington. So this could be another smokescreen, but who knows? He might be frustrated. He might be, realizing that he's not going to win in Washington. Washington might even be saying that, it's probably in our best interest that we trade Beal to rebuild for the future. And if they trade Bradley Beal, I don't know, what they're going to do with Russell Westbrook. They're probably going to get rid of him as well because he definitely does not fit their timeline. So Bradley Beal, like I said, if he requests a trade, presumably those 4 teams will be on his list: Miami, Philly, Boston, and Golden State. Let's talk about the assets that all those teams have. Now, Golden State, I think, has the best assets to offer, primarily because they have pick 7 and pick 14 at their disposal. Now, like I said, this draft class is very deep, so 7 and 14 can get you someone really nice. I think, if they pick at 7 and 14, if they get both those picks, you could end up with a Davion Mitchell and a Franz Wagner, or Davion Mitchell and a Moses Moody, or Jalen Johnson and a James Bouknight, or a combination of a bunch of players that are going to be very good. So I do think that the Golden State Warriors have the best package to offer because of the picks and because they have young talent like James Wiseman. Jordan Poole is no slouch. Eric Pascal has shown a lot of promise, and especially in his rookie season coming out of Nova. And they even have Wiggins' contract to match the salary that Bradley Beal would want. So I think the Warriors would have the best package, and they also make a lot of sense because they are a Western Conference team. So if the Wizards do not want to trade into an Eastern Conference team, the Warriors are in the West. They're in the opposite conference, so it does make sense for the Warriors to be interested, especially because they're getting Klay Thompson back. I would not be surprised if the Warriors try to make a move for Beal. Coming to the Sixers, I think the Sixers are going to try to focus on Damian Lillard. I don't think Bradley Beal is going to be their play right now. I think they're going to try to do something around Ben Simmons with Damian Lillard. I don't think they would try to trade Ben Simmons for Bradley Beal. I think they would try to keep him, but I think their priority is Ben Simmons right now. And I think if they can pull off a Ben Simmons for Damian Lillard, something around that, I don't think they would need to trade for Bradley Beal necessarily. So I think Philly might be out of the picture because I think they're probably focusing on Damian Lillard right now. But maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe they've given up on Dame or something like that. But as far as what I've been seeing, Damian Lillard is Philly's priority as far as trades are concerned. So I wouldn't be surprised if Philly's name has just been thrown in because Bradley Beal likes the fit. But as far as if Philly wants to trade for Beal right now, I think they're still waiting on the possibility to trade for Dame and the possibility of Dame requesting a trade. So that's with Philly. Now with Boston, obviously, Bradley Beal and Jason Tatum have had a connection since they were, very young, coming from St. Louis. And obviously, we just saw Jason Tatum as I'm recording this video, comment on Famous Los's Instagram with a Boston Celtics Irish green 4-leaf clover. I don't know what the symbol of the logo is called, but he did comment with the logo. You guys know what I'm talking about. When Famous Los posted a video of Bradley Beal to the Celtics. So yeah, I mean, Jason Tatum, you know, he might be doing some recruiting. I would not be surprised, but the only thing with the Celtics is that they don't have the assets that a lot of these other teams have, and they don't have the pieces that would try to make the money match up. They would probably have to be something around Marcus Smart or Tristan Thompson, and then probably a sign and trade with Evan Fournier, depending on how much money he's making. They would probably have to give up Peyton Pritchard, Aaron Nesmith, Romeo Langford, and also throw in some picks. I don't know how that trade will work out. I don't think they have the assets that the other teams do. They're not really proven, you know, their assets. You know, Romeo Langford has been a disappointing lottery pick ever since he was drafted. I had high hopes for him out of Indiana. Aaron Nesmith, his values comes with the shooting and defense. He has the potential to become a very good 3-and-D player, but he hasn't really seen the floor that much. Peyton Pritchard looks very good out of Oregon. You know, he in his rookie season he showed some promise, so maybe they like him. The Celtics also traded their pick this year to the Thunder, so they cannot trade their pick next year because of the stipend rule to the Wizards, because you cannot trade picks in consecutive years. So the Celtics are gonna have to work on, you know, whether they want to, you know, what package they would trade for Beal. But I think Beal would probably want to go to the Celtics the most because of his connection with Tatum. The Heat, I think, make a lot of sense as well, obviously, because Miami, I think a lot of stars want to go to Miami because it's a great tourist destination. I mean, not tourist destination. It's a great destination to live in. You know, no state taxes in Florida. The team is very, you know, good, and it has the potential to be great. And I think that, you know, he's going to have the chance to be playing for a championship quality coach, which, you know, a lot of teams cannot really offer. He's going to have a chance to play alongside Jimmy Butler and Bam. So I think Beal, with Beal, I think that, you know, the Heat makes a lot of sense. As far as assets are concerned, obviously you can do Tyler Hero for sure, would probably be involved in that deal. Kendrick Nunn maybe in a sign and trade deal. Maybe Goran Dragic or Andre Iguodala's. You know, the options will be picked up on either one of them to add in the trade to make the money match up. Precious Achiuwa, maybe even. The Heat don't really have the picks that a lot of these other teams do, but they do have a lot of promising youth pieces. Like Precious is very, you know, he's shown, especially in the Olympics, that he has high potential. Tyler, for sure. Kendrick, you know, obviously he's not as young as these guys, but he's still shown that he's a very good, you know, a guy for a team. And obviously, you know, a veteran like Iggy or Goran to throw in to make the money match up, I don't think that would be bad. So I think the Heat should try to go in for Bradley Beal, man. I think the Heat should try to go in for Bradley Beal. Now, you know, people would ask, would you trade Hero in that trade? I would definitely trade Tyler Hero. You know, Tyler Hero, shout out to him. You know, he looks like he's putting the work in, gaining some muscle and stuff like that. But I just don't think he fits the timeline. I wish him all the best if he's traded. But if he's, you know, if he's on this team, he's gonna have to work. But I just don't think he's gonna fit the timeline. I think he should be packaged in a deal for Bradley Beal or Damian Lillard, someone like that. Just someone who just fits the timeline better. You know, Bradley Beal is an all-star, all-NBA player. You know, Tyler Hero is not there yet. So we need a Bradley Beal on our team right now to push us to the next level. How will he fit on this team? Now, I think Bradley Beal will take that role as a closer. He'll be the guy to, you know, close the game when we need to. He can create his own shot really well. He can shoot the three. Definitely finish inside, athletic, you know, and also, you know, shoot the mid-range shot as well. He's a 3-level scorer, very good shot creator. So he would become the closer on this team with Jimmy. Now, Jimmy can close the game as well, but as far as, you know, being the guy, if you need a 3, you know, you'd give the ball to Beal in that situation. If you need a 2, probably give it to Jimmy. He'd probably draw a foul or, you know, finish inside. But if you need a 3, if you need, you know, a bucket, Bradley Beal is probably the best bucket getter on the team if he gets traded. So he'd fit really well. I think he's also going to be a good fit next to Bam. You know, Bam and Beal have had some great chemistry in the Team USA camp. So, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if him and Bam click right away. They've looked like they've enjoyed themselves in Team USA. There's a lot of footage of them two linking up a lot, not only on the court but off the court as well. I don't think that would be any issue. He would definitely play the shooting guard position, so we definitely have to sign a point guard, whether that's in free agency. You know, I would not be opposed to signing a point guard in free agency, because we would definitely need one, or it would have to be a guy like a Goran Dragic if we manage to keep him, because, you know, what we could also do is have Bradley Beal run the point, or have Jimmy run the point, and have Duncan move to small forward if he's still on the team. But, you know, maybe you just sign a point guard in free agency. Maybe you just sign someone who's a good defensive-minded playmaker, and then have Bradley Beal at the 2, have Jimmy at 3. You still have to fix that front court position next to Bam, but Bradley Beal is a good start to help, you know, with your team, because he gives a lot of he gets a lot of stuff that we need. You know, we didn't really have that. You know, down the stretch, our offense was terrible this year, and we were one of the worst offenses in the NBA. Our defense was really good, but our offense was not. So Bradley Beal definitely helps that. He definitely helps that. And the defensive concerns are always there, but, you know, in a system like Miami, you can always be hidden defensively, and you know, Miami will bring the best out of you defensively. I'm not worried about that with Beal, but, you know, I think he would bring great offense to us. And those are my feelings about Beal. I would love him on the team. You know, do I think we're gonna get him? It's a tough one, man. It's a tough one. I think the Warriors hold the cards, because the Warriors have been very aggressive. You know, they've been also having talks with the Pacers with the Turner or Sabonis deal. I think that is probably the one that's going to happen sooner, the Pacers deal, because I do think the Pacers want those picks that the Warriors have this year. So, I think the Warriors hold the cards to this deal, because I think they have the most assets, and if they go after one of the players from the Pacers, you know, that deplete some of their assets for a potential trade with Beal. So they hold the cards to this, in my opinion. If they trade for a Sabonis, I think the race is between the Heat, Celtics, and Sixers now, and I think that's a very winnable race, because, like I said, the Sixers probably are trying to focus on Dame. The Celtics, I don't think, have the assets that we do. So I think this could turn out to be a W if we play our you know, cards right, and if we do what we should do. I think this can turn out to be a good situation. If not, there's always other options available. But Bradley Beal is he's a talent that, you know, is very rare in the NBA. So yeah, I would love Bradley Beal on the team. That was a lot. Hopefully you guys understood what I was trying to say about the Beal situation. Let me know what your thoughts are about Bradley Beal in the comment section. We're going to be talking about Pascal Siakam, because this is from Jake Fisher as well. He's considered available for trade by sources around the league. Obviously, Pascal Siakam, obviously, he had like I don't want to say he had a bad season, but he was a little bit underwhelming for me. You know, I don't think he should have received as much, you know, jokes as he did. Like, he's still a quality player, but I still think that, you know, he was a little bit underwhelming last season. And I think that Pascal Siakam, if the Heat could pull off something where they get Siakam and Lowry in a sign and trade with Lowry, and then you get Siakam as well, I would love that, because Lowry, Duncan, Jimmy, Pascal, and Bam is a problem. Because Pascal would come in right away, address our front court problem. You won't have to worry about Bam and Pascal in the front court. Yeah, Siakam is not the best three-point. He's not like a three-point specialist, but he can definitely shoot the ball. And he's not a slouch defensively either. Obviously, he tends to be out of control sometimes. You know, the Raptors didn't really have like a proper closer last year, because a lot of those guys were in and out of the lineups. So Siakam was getting clowned a lot because he was missing a lot of game-winning shots, but he won't have to do that on the Heat. Lowry obviously addresses the point guard problems. I would be trying to do something with Lowry. If Siakam is available for trade, and if I'm the Heat, I'm going to try to do something where I can get Lowry and Siakam. If that means trading Tyler Hero, then I would do it for sure, because Lowry and Siakam is a steal in my opinion. If you can trade Hero and probably like KZ or Precious or something like that, and then match the salary with Iggy's $15 million team option or something like that, and Goran's a $17 million team option, throwing a couple picks in there, late picks from, you know, later down the line, and I think that would work. I truly think that would work. So Siakam and Lowry, I would love the two on the Heat. Would I want to trade for Siakam if that doesn't mean we're getting Lowry? Probably, but you know, I would still want Lowry in that package as well, just because you can kill two birds with one stone. They're both from the same team. Lowry, one of his destinations was the Heat, so I think if you can get both of them, that's a W in my opinion. So, like I said, I would love Siakam on the team if we can get him with Lowry. So, yeah, you know, I would not mind Siakam on the team whatsoever. You know, I think he can be a very good option on the Heat alongside Bam. So I'm not too mad at this. You know, I would not be upset at this whatsoever. Now, this is from Mark Stein. Now, I don't know if this is like credible, but this says that Toronto is a team that has expressed interest in trying to find a way to get Ben Simmons. If that means signing and trading Lowry and Siakam to Philly, then that would be some stuff, man. Because if Ben Simmons goes to Toronto, they're probably trading away Lowry and Siakam for sure. I don't think the Sixers do Ben Simmons for Lowry. I know Lowry's probably the better player, but I think Ben Simmons has a ton of potential. You know, he's only 25. So if Ben Simmons is coveted by Toronto, they might do something where they get Siakam and Lowry, because Siakam is up for trade based on Jake Fisher's report. And Kyle Lowry, one of his destinations was Philly. Philly wants him. That's his hometown. He can go home. So if the Sixers do this trade, they're probably eliminated from Dame talks and Beal talks, because they got their point guard and they got their power forward. So, and they won't have Ben Simmons. This will probably take more than just Ben Simmons. Probably have to throw in Tyrese Maxey or Matisse Thybulle or Shake Milton or someone like that. So if the Sixers do something with Ben Simmons and put him around a trade with Kyle Lowry and Pascal Siakam, the Heat could really make a move for Beal or Dame. And imagine a scenario where the Sixers go after Lowry and Siakam and the Warriors go after either Sabonis or Turner. That leaves Dame and Beal. You know, Dame and Beal, both of them had the Heat as one of their preferred destinations if they were traded. Now, obviously, Dame came out and said that it was all false, but I would not be surprised if Dame wants to go here. And Beal already, you know, from a very credible outlet, you know, it's come out that Miami is one of his destinations. So the Miami Heat could make something happen, and I would be pretty disappointed if we don't get either Beal, Dame, or Lowry on the team next year. You know, I think one of those guys has to come to the Heat, or Sexton. One of those four. You know, Beal, Dame, Lowry, or Sexton. One of those has to come to the Heat. And if you're getting Lowry, try to get Siakam. That's what I would do. But yeah, that's all I have to talk about as far as, you know, these topics. Make sure you guys leave a like, subscribe. Hopefully you guys understood what I was saying. You know, I know it was a lot. I was kind of all over the place, but you know, it's going to be a very exciting offseason, man. The draft is very soon. I'm super pumped. And yeah, stay tuned for the next video. I think it might even be the undrafted video, the undrafted players we should be targeting. That's probably going to come out on Friday or Saturday of next week, because the draft is on Thursday. So I'll do the undrafted video after that. So I'll probably have one video before that coming out. Just make sure you guys stay tuned for that. I'll see y'all later as always, man. Peace.